Oh, Eruption, Haliox, Roview, Fansly, BLK, Sea King, Butters, Mini, August Taub. Let's go. Another CSGO Danger Zone stream. Is Danger Zone Battle Royale? Is Danger Zone Battle Royale? Yeah. No, that's my big... whenever I'm not streaming, rest assured that all I'm doing is playing CSGO's failed Battle Royale mode. 24/7, dude. I fucking grind it. I grind that shit all day. I can't wait to go pro in it. Dassy. Fidotum. Vextum. What's going on? What's fucking going on, bro? What's everyone's deal? What's happening? Is there any news? Is there any changes? Life events? Drug deals? You're doing drug deals, Ardos? Hey, old fard. Okay. Hi, nice to see you. I'm not that old. Packing for Evo? Oh, interesting. We gonna try Project L? I wonder what they're gonna end up calling Project L. What will they end up calling it? I hope it's not like League of Legends Fighter Edition or something. I hope it's not. I hope they have its own name. Project Glizzy. You think they'll just change the L to a Glizzy and call it a day? I'm sure they won't call it that. Okay, well, that's because I picked one combination of words and you're betting the field. It's not very fair. What do you think they're going to call it? Why don't you give a guess, Quack? I said League of Legends Fighters Edition or League of Legends fucking Opponent's Rift or something. They'll call it Palorant. All right, well, I think your guess is less likely than mine. That's what I'll say. Any AoE content? No! Stop asking. It's been a year, bro. I played AoE when it came out. I grinded to a certain rank and then I stopped. Stop asking. People have been asking fucking nonstop for a year. There's no one even on the ladder, bro. You ever thought of actually doing coke and seeing how long it takes chat to realize it? How would I know whether they actually realize it or not? Because anytime I leave the stream, they're going to spam yep coke. Do you understand? They're not going to notice anything different. What they're going to do is they're going to spam it no matter what. You know, there's no video there. Also, I'm not sure you could even legally admit to doing cocaine in a video. Can you? I don't know. You could do what Fulcrum does and just say it's nicotine or whatever at the end. He's looked into it. I have not looked into it. I'm asking you guys to look into it now. Just booger sugar, not coke. That's your defense? In front of the judge, if they ask if you did cocaine, you go, nah, I just did booger sugar. That's going to get you off? You're set? Oh, Your Honor. No, that sounds like I don't think you'd be a good lawyer, nor a good defendant. I hope you stay on the right side of the law. It's okay, little bro. We won't narc. Don't call me little bro, okay? Not only am I older and wiser than you, but you have little bro energy. I was trying to drink Kool-Aid, and I got Big A confused. Wait, what? Hey, Atrioc, today was my first day of my new job after quitting from my position at Tesla. God, I hate Elon. I have no idea if that's true or not, but I mean, congrats at your new job. No idea. Pockets ain't empty, cuh. So true. Lil bro didn't like Mission Impossible. I didn't like Mission Impossible 7. Yeah. And I'm a huge Mission Impossible fan. And I think my opinion deserves to be heard by Tom Cruise himself. I think he should sit down and hear me out when I tell him that the villain was uninspiring. The movie had too many boring set pieces in between the good ones. Your opinion is wrong. Well, that's why it's an opinion, bro. You're allowed to have yours, even though yours is objectively stupid. You are allowed to like the most boring mass market Mission Impossible made thus far. I want to watch a biopic starring Tom Cruise's life. Did you watch 3 times or only 2? Just once. But I've seen all the Mission Impossibles multiple times, except for the newest one. Oh yeah, they also retconned the original MI1 and just gave him a dead wife. You think we wouldn't notice? They do it's been fucking 30 years since the first one came out. So they do a flashback and they just added a dead wife, but that didn't exist. That wasn't in the first one. But they're just like, yeah. Yeah, they retconned a villain and they like tried to give him some gravitas, but he didn't exist. He's entirely new. Maybe he just doesn't like to talk about it. Maybe. Yeah, maybe he doesn't. Even though in their first movie, he's like in great spirits. But apparently he just had the love of his life die. He's a cool villain though. No, he's not, bro. Come on, think of the great cool villains in cinema history. Think of even Philip Seymour Hoffman in Mission Impossible 3. A lot of energy, a lot of gravitas. You know, when they're on screen, it's a presence. This guy's so boring. He's like a human that decided to do whatever an AI tells him to do, I guess. But the real villain is a fucking Russian nuclear sub gone rogue. It's just dumb. It's dumb. There's no... it's nothing. I'm not going to get into it. Lord Farquaad is a great villain. Because he's a true antagonist to Shrek. They're opposites. Okay? Shrek wants to be left alone. Farquaad wants the attention. Farquaad's a great villain, even in a cartoon film. Lord Garmadon is peak villain. Who's that from? What are the great villains of cinema history? I think in animated films, I think Lord Farquaad is actually a great villain. He's funny and he's small to Shrek's big, but he has a lot of fucking money. And Shrek has everyone hates him. I think Heath Ledger and the Joker, obviously. That's an all-timer. I think the wolf from Puss in Boots was one of the best well-done villains I've seen recently. I thought he actually made the whole movie. And if that villain wasn't done so well, I thought the movie was kind of mid. But that villain made the movie like A tier to me. The wolf was so... And they handled it so well. His intro scene, incredible. Incredible. Hades and Hercules, I love. Wow, it's such a... Damn, that was such a good casting choice. When they made Hades like a used car salesman instead of like big tough guy, it was such a perfect counterpoint to Hercules. It's great. Charizard in Pokemon, not a villain. That was a team member of Ash. Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. Good fucking answer. Yes. That's a great villain. Oh, man, you did such a good job with the coin flip scene. I've seen that some of you have said Squidward. Yes, I do get the reference. It's acknowledged, right? Can you all spam I can't because I acknowledged it? You said the very obvious joke and then I acknowledged it, and so now you got the dopamine rush. And now you're doubled over your fucking chair laughing. Now you're gripping onto your desk. You can barely fucking breathe. Eyes tight, tears coming out because I acknowledged the very obvious joke that you were spamming over and over. Serotonin overload, dude. Darth Vader, yep, good villain. You're right. True. I mean, true. I'm going to look it up. Who are the greatest villains of all time? Greatest villains of all time. Oh, Agent Smith in The Matrix, obviously. Huge part of that. Loki. Yeah. Loki does make the MCU more fun when he's the villain. Vader, Joker, Loki. Hans Gruber in the first Die Hard. Yeah, absolutely. Hans Gruber in the first Die Hard is like the stereotypical 80s, 90s action movie where the bad guy is like an effeminate European. And the good guy's like a tough, macho American man who likes women and beer. It's just like it's a classic. It's a classic way to handle the bad guy in a Hollywood film. Tom Nook is not a traditional villain. Hans Landa from... Oh, yes! That is a great answer. Well, that should be... That could even be number 1 on my list. Wait. Yeah, Hans Landa from Inglourious Bastards makes the whole movie. 100%. Scary, one of the scariest villains ever. That opening scene's incredible. Yeah, that's a great answer. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, he's the best actor in that film. He carries the film. He's so fucking hated. You just want to see him fail so badly. It makes you cheer so hard for the heroes. Yeah, he's incredible. That's an incredible performance. J.K. Simmons Whiplash. That's a great answer too. That is a great answer. Homelander. Another great answer. All right, is there any villains that I'm trying to think of? Like, oh, there's a good video about Adolf Hitler is not a. I mean, okay, let me let me be careful with my words. I'm saying Adolf Hitler is a real life person, a real life villain. I am not talking about. I don't want you to just list Joseph Stalin and people in real life that were bad. This is not a list of bad people in real life. This is about movie villains that were well acted. Kanye moment, yeah, for real. Omni-Man. Yeah, sure, true. Actually, I guess Scorcher take, but Omni-Man wasn't that... it's fine. I'll just say, as time has passed, that show hasn't stuck with me as much as The Boys. I liked them both when I watched them, but I think The Boys is just it clears. I think it clears, and I think that show is just fine. Not bad. I mean, I don't know. I think people get, dude. I noticed in some of the comments, if I call something fine and they like it, they get so pissed. It's like I might as well have said it was fucking dog shit. If I say like I thought, oh yeah, that's pretty good, I liked it, people are just, they get fucking furious, dude. They lose it. You don't understand it, bro. I understood it. I think some of the things are better. Lalo, damn, that's a good answer too, dude. I actually think almost most of the movies I truly like have a great villain. I think a great villain just makes the stakes of the movie so much higher. I think, or a great show. Lalo's a great answer. Every single time Lalo is on screen in Better Call Saul, he is captivating. You can't look away. He is intense and scary. You know what's gonna happen next, and he carries. I mean, the show's great. Everyone's great in it, but he carries, dude. Yeah, the spot was good. I mean, I would like to see how it ends. I don't want to spoil anything about it. That's too recent. It's too recent. I don't want to talk about it. It's too recent. People haven't seen it yet. Would you say Thanos is that level? Not to me, but I don't want to get shot. To me, Thanos is not. He's not that interesting, bro. I appreciate what they did. I mean, I watched all the movies up till Endgame, and it was cool, and it was the first time they had really done a cinematic universe really well, and I liked it, but I don't know. Thanos is like, he's whatever to me. He's cool, but it's superheroes. I mean, well, like Batman's superhero, and I thought the Joker with Heath Ledger, which is an extremely cold take, but was incredible. And it really is. It's like, you know, you almost can go through the stages where you watch it the first time when you're younger, Dark Knight, and you're like, that was amazing. And then everyone all loves it, and everyone says it's great. And so you're like, is it overrated? And then you watch it again, which I did not too long ago, and I was like, no, it's actually really good. It's like, wait a minute, it's really not overrated. Like, it's actually very well done. It's like a fucking good movie. And Heath Ledger does a great job. So, What about the bad guy from Iron Man 3, the fake bad guy? I hated that. I hated Iron Man 3. Hated it. Someone's going to be pissed from this. I thought Iron Man 3 is a trash movie, dude. I thought the whole fucking movie is the worst kind of those type of movies. Dude, whenever... Iron Man 3 is the one that ends with the big fight where he fights all the suits, right? Where there's like 100 Iron Man suits. Oh, God, dude. I fucking... That was miserable for me. Miserable. I was sitting in the theater and I'm like, is this going to keep... It was like 50 minutes of him just fighting CGI suits. There's no... Oh, there's no stakes. I know he's not going to lose. Not like one of those suits is going to fucking kill him. Oh, Tony Stark died to fucking suit number 43. They just keep coming. They just keep sending fucking suits after him. And it's like, okay, this is ridiculous. Is that not every superhero movie? Nah, some of them have a little bit of a... I mean, just for example, not that I want to keep harping it, but Dark Knight kind of proves that, like, you can have a villain where he's so interesting on screen that when he finally fights the fucking hero, it's like a really interesting, intense fight. And you don't know, it's unpredictable how it's going to go. I get so zonked out when it's fucking like around 2/3 mark in the movie. And they go, okay, now it's time for our 48-minute CGI fight. Everyone in the audience like looks up at the screen and starts clapping for slop. And then the fucking studios just start pouring the CGI fight into our faces. Then we go, yay! And I started snoozing. Because I mean, you know exactly how it's going to go, bro. Moriarty, Sherlock Holmes. Now, here's the thing where I think I have a take that's like unpopular the other direction. I think most people think the Sherlock Holmes movies kind of suck, but I like them. Like, I like them a lot. For almost the reason like that. Like, I like the Moriarty part in Sherlock Holmes 2. I even like the fucking villain in Sherlock Holmes 1, which was like, what was his name? Oh, God, the guy from Ocean's 11. Anthony, I don't know his actual, I forget his real name. And he's like, yeah, Lord Blackwood, but I don't know his real name. And he's like, yeah, Terry Benedict guy. And he's like, Holmes, you must widen your gaze. Because my little brother used to always say when he would hide some shit of mine, and I'm like, where the fuck did you put it? He would go, you must widen your gaze. Because we watched that movie together. He quoted Andy Garcia. That's what it is. Yeah, he would do that all the time. And so I got a soft spot for that. The second Holmes movie is really fucking good. I liked it. I don't know if it's like objectively good, but I liked it. I also thought the part, where's the part? Holmes, no, Moriarty kills, what was her name? Oh, dude, I'm not remembering. When he kills, the woman, Irene Adler. It's at the beginning. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not sure they have the best way of depicting thought on film. How stupid people think genius works, as opposed to you, Einstein, in my Twitch chat. I'm switching sides. I like that, Stu, now, because you're fucking arrogant. Nicolas Cage in Lord of War is a goated villain. He's not a villain. He's a tortured anti-hero. Media literacy, bro. He's the main character. What about Cage in Face Off? That's a great villain. He's the OG Oppenheimer. Okay, can I just get a reading on how many of you saw Oppenheimer in the past week and are going to be doing stupid Oppenheimer references for the next week or two? Are you guys going to keep trying to force in Oppenheimer-related things because you just saw it and you want to, like, make it relevant to what we're talking about? All right, cool. I'm just checking, dude. I want to be on the same page, the same página. I also saw a Barbie movie. Cool. You're Knuff, dude. Soy suficiente. This really is an Oppenheimer moment. So true. I'm getting real Oppenheimer vibes from this fucking chat today. They edited the chair scene at my theater. Wait, where do you live? Fucking Indiana or something? They edited out the sex scene in the chair? Oregon? I mean, it's not like it was that pivotal. It is a little odd. Although it would be very on brand for a super nerd scientist like Oppenheimer to constantly reference the first time he had sex in every aspect of his life, even 40 years later, including a trial for his character. They used this CGI black dress in India and the Middle East. That's funny. What movie had that recently? No, not just Oppenheimer. They really censored it. I don't remember. It was depicting his wife imagining it. Was it? Maybe I misunderstood. Great vid on the GOAT of StarCraft. StarCraft was never meant to be played the way Koreans played it. Oh, interesting. I could watch this. But only if I can upload it with no commentary to my YouTube the same day it comes out. Resprit, if you made this video, can you take it down and then re-upload it when I'm ready to upload my zero commentary react? It would be more ethical on my part. Just turn it on and leave the room. That's what yeah. We actually got, listen, is Quack in here still? Quack and I got fucking, we pulled a lot of compliments out of the blue on our reacts, I guess. I kept getting tagged in things where like, yeah, Atrioc and Quack, they know how to do reacts right. And I was like, all right, I don't want to be one of the good ones. I'll just do less reacts. Being one of the good ones is like not, watching an Atrioc reaction is like adding a laugh track. So true. My late Andy take on it is I wish there was a button and you could say, like, when you're uploading on YouTube, this is a react. You could check it and then it could click the original video and then it just feeds them the ad revenue. I think that would be the sickest way to do it. I wish YouTube would add it. I don't even see. I feel like that would be so sick. And it wouldn't even change anything because the problem is they'll never ban reacts because they get a lot of views. And if you try to shame creators out of reacts, then all that does is give the creators that are either too big not to care or too immoral not to care more money because the demand for reacts is not going to go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? People want to watch it for whatever reason. Maybe it's loneliness. It could just be abject societal loneliness. People prefer having someone else watch it with them. So they like reacts. And so the best solution is a way where you can allow anyone to upload it, but the ethical ones will give the revenue. And then people that don't, we can get mad at them. That would be my dream. That's how I would prefer to do it. House would be so boring to watch by myself. Yeah, it's definitely not the same. I don't upload House, but yeah, I get what you're saying. There's something about a React that is different to the person consuming it, even if it's just laugh track from XUC. XUC really needs the extra ad revenue for Reacts. 100 mil doesn't go very far these days. I think if this system existed, I haven't followed this too closely. I don't know what he said, but I think XUC would use it to give people the original ad revenue. I think he's being genuine if he says he mostly does it for his audience who want to catch up on the VOD, because it's just better for him if they watch it on his React, even if he doesn't get money off of it. This is just Mogul Mail's take? Well, I didn't watch Mogul Mail, so this is now Atrioc's take. I like watching people react to my favorite albums. I'll watch multiple... Oh, what's this vid? How you doing, by the way, Otto? I saw you... I watched a little bit of your stream. I was kind of lurking. You doing the code switching projects. Wouldn't it be copyright striked if you uploaded it? I think my understanding, I haven't been copyright striked on a React yet, but they would have to do it manually. So they have to look at it and decide. Also, I don't know if there's a take on the other side of it, but the problem is I haven't seen all the discourse and I'm days late. So everyone's already heard every back and forth. But I do think it's worth mentioning as someone who makes occasionally content that is reactable, like Marketing Mondays or news updates or Hitman stuff. I really like it when someone reacts to my content. Like I personally would not like a world where all reacts were banned, because it would diminish my chance of getting new audiences. Like when Asmongold reacted to my Hitman videos, first of all, I just enjoyed it as the creator, watching him react to it. I had a good time. And then also it got me a lot of new viewers. So I don't know. There's got to be some solution. And I think the best solution is the one where they can tag. The people who don't want their stuff reacted to are more stuff that takes like 6 months to make one vid, so getting new viewers. Yeah, again, that's why, like, if there was the button, then like when you upload a video, you could set it, you could flag it as like no reacts. And that way when somebody uploads and they tag it as react and they pick your video, it'll say can't upload. That would be so sick. God, that would be so sick. I wish that they should just do that, dude. But if they don't tag it, well then they can get, get like a strike or something. Like you could DMCA strike them. Just make it a system. It'd be so sick. They would never, but see, that's the thing. People say they would never ban reacts. But I don't see why they wouldn't do this, because it changes nothing for YouTube. It just changes who gets the money. Like they take their cut no matter what. So I don't think YouTube would have a problem with this. Like I think the system would actually work. Untwist your headphones, please. Okay, well, you have to go to therapy for your fucking undiagnosed OCD. I'll untwist them now, but you have to take a serious look into finding a therapist. All right. It's so dumb. Lamino doesn't even care what other people do. Listen, I think there is something wrong with somebody working 6 months on a video and then you upload or react to it same day and get, even if you got half as many views, I think that's weird. Especially when it's one of those full upload reacts with like the entire video in it. I don't like it. I think there's something wrong with that. But I don't know if enough people talk about how there's just like, there is no getting rid of React, and I hate the moral grandstanding of like it's, I don't know. It's like if you busted a small-time drug dealer and thought that would stop the marijuana. Like the problem is demand. People want it. There's a huge, gigantic demand for it. People seriously want it. And so, if you don't address the demand, the elephant in the room, then everything you're doing is just like whack-a-mole. it's moral because people want it. No, I'm saying the solution needs to address that, or it's just an endless game of, I don't know, pointing your finger at somebody and then someone else pops up and does it. Like, because there's too much demand. Humans inherently want to experience things together. Yeah, it's just more social. It's just more social, and I think people are more lonely. Straight up. Straight up, we're in an isolated, digitized world. Our traditional social structures like churches and gathering places, even malls, they no longer exist in the same way. People spend less time with their friends in person than they ever have before. And thus, even simulacrums, simulations of social connection found through React Andy type videos garner outsized rewards. Simulacrum? Why don't you lack some bitches, bro? Fuck, dude. Holy shit. Fucking roasted. React to that. You can upload that same day. Atrioc, my HOA stopped meeting, and now that I can't spend most of my time planning the downfall of my neighbors, I have to watch React content to feel anything. Yeah, that sounds like the average person viewing. Everyone's got to feel connected, bro. You spend a lot of time with us, you're close friends. Who cares if we aren't in person? I do think it's different, right? You understand it's a little different. You understand it's a little... And also, I don't spend enough time, honestly. Even if every moment of my stream counted as us hanging out in person, it would still be kind of a... I mean, I'm not live. I skip a lot of days, bro. Atrioc, why didn't you come to my wedding? I did. I was there. You just didn't see me. I show up to every one of my chatters' weddings and every one of my chatters' funerals. That's a fact. Hostile energy? That's not what's hostile about it. No, it's cool because, like, everybody wants to have that mysterious stranger at their funeral. It makes you seem like you had a well-lived life. If you know everybody at your funeral, you're doing it wrong. And I'll stand far away in the rain with an umbrella, and I'll stare at your funeral, at your coffin, and I'll nod my head somberly. You watch too many movies? No, I'd really do this. Weird time to join the stream. Is there ever a good time? This explains why my marriage fell apart. Because I showed up to your funeral. That would explain it. You shouldn't have faked your own death, bro. That was weird. That'll ruin a marriage. Which one of us had the best wedding and or funeral? There was that one where you did a twofer. That was impressive. Where you didn't want to rent the church twice and your grandma just died. So you did a fucking wedding / funeral same day, same time. That was impressive. And I was like, damn, this is actually efficient. This is a good use of space. Yeah, the double feature. Inflation is a motherfucker. I heard some news about that Taco Bell inflation. You know how they've been like cutting the meat out of Crunchwraps? There was an employee who's a viewer of the stream who told me basically like there is an exact scoop size you're supposed to use that has the normal amount of meat. But a lot of managers are under pressure to cut costs. And so they'll kind of tell their employees, hey, use a light scoop. they'll basically say it like, use a lighter scoop. Like they won't. It's not an official policy. Nothing they can be traced back to. But it's like they're kind of pressured to use a lighter scoop of meat because over time that adds up and they save money, and which is interesting. Everyone's under pressure. I'm not going to talk about it today. I want to do a video on it, but I have been getting some DMs from people that are like, "Hey, buddy, a lot of headlines about soft landing. Do you still think there's going to be a recession?" And I want to say on the record yet again, even if I'm wrong, I 100% still do. In fact, I think more so. Every fact that I see just further confirms it for me. And I want to do a full video on just why I think it. And I'm going to do it. But I don't know what to do exactly today. Are you going to cover the Lizzo situation? Do you think the world will fall apart if I don't? If I don't step in and cover the Lizzo situation? I don't know what it is, but it sounds like it's really important. I'd hate for me to not be an arbiter of truth and justice on the all-important Lizzo situation. Lizzo. Lizzo sued by former dancers for sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. Okay. Then I'm sure they'll get the facts out in the lawsuit, and if she's guilty, I hope she receives or they get money. Sounds like Ellen's situation, yeah. There, I covered it. Atrioc, did you see... Oh, you know what I watched? Little recommendation if you want to... Nah, you're not going to like it. I watched a movie called American Factory. It is about an attempt by a Chinese auto glass manufacturing company to set up a factory in America. It's on Netflix. It's a very good movie. It was very interesting, and I really enjoyed it. But it's not compelling in the way that I think you guys would like. But I liked it a lot. It was very interesting. It was funny because I liked all the culture shock moments from the Chinese workers. Like, I like the part where the Chinese floor manager is trying to explain to the Chinese workers who came over, like, what it's like to be an American. I wish I could find that scene. It's funny. He's like, all right, so one thing different about here in America is, like, you can make fun of the president. People will do it all the time, and you can't get in trouble. So, like, don't be weirded out if someone's making fun of the president. And they're also like, dude, it was just making me laugh. I wish I had it, but I can't pull it. I can't open a Netflix documentary. I'll get in trouble. Anyway, I recommend it. It's interesting. It's compelling. Can you listen to this? Maybe. This is Atrioc cover of Coffee song. I'm not saving this. All right. I'm going to need songs for situations that aren't right now. The one I hear is people being surprised by how profit driven we are here. You think the average person's profit driven or the corporations? I don't know that, like, maybe. Definitely compared to Europe. Oh, did you guys see this? Dude, so in 1999 to 2003, I lived in Germany as a kid. I was there for 9/11. I was there for a lot of big moments I experienced from more of a European perspective, which was interesting. I lived on a military base, and not even an American military base, on a NATO military base, which had militaries of all European nations. I'm sorry, you said sus? You said sus. Are you implying that I had something to do with 9/11 because I wasn't in the country and I was 8 years old? Is that... Wouldn't that make me less likely? Where were you? I told you. I was on fucking Geilenkirchen NATO base. Anyway, I brought this up because... of this. Times. Whoa, I got to turn on the air. It's 2. Yo, Big A, our dads knew each other. We were in Germany from 1996 to 2000. That's cool. That's kind of sick. That happened to me. So when I worked at Twitch, we hired a. You know how like Major Nelson was like the Xbox guy for a while? He was like the face of Xbox. He would go to all the things. Well, the CMO of Twitch was like, we need our own Major Nelson. We need like a Twitch guy that goes to things that is like our community guy. And so we hired this guy, Jordan Taylor. This guy right here. Really good guy. I've told a story about how I got incredibly drunk with him one time and threw up on the streets of San Francisco. But this guy, we hired him. He actually, I think he created it was like a DayZ Survivor Games. Did anyone ever hear of Survivor Games? It was like the first battle royale. It was like a DayZ something. H1Z1, that's what it was. Yeah, it was like a H1Z1 streamers, I don't know, some kind of thing. He created that and made some money off it too, which is cool. And so that ended up causing H1Z1, which led to PUBG. Whatever, we hired him. He's a good guy. I liked him. But it turns out he's ex-military. So that's where this fucking tribal tattoo dumbass shit comes from. He was like an enlisted kid at 18 who was stationed in Germany. And it turns out he knew my dad because he served under him. And he said, I hated your dad. Your dad was a fucking hard ass. And I was like, bro, tell me about it. I had to live with him. It was incredible. It was an incredible coincidence. Big A's dad doesn't miss. But my dad's a huge softie now. It's so funny. My dad's such a he's such a softie now. He used to be such a fucking stereotypical military tough guy. And now he's a big old softie, dude. He's a big old, he like cries at the sunset, bro. He like enjoys life and cares about his family. It's fucking embarrassing is what it is. All right, relax. Hey, relax. I can make fun of him. Did you see the Subway marketing campaign to get someone to change their name to Subway? I saw Jarvis's tweet about it. Where was it? Yeah, right here. Subway is now offering free sandwiches for life to someone who's willing to legally change their first name to Subway. So you get free Subway sandwiches and $750. I wonder if that's even close to worth it. Honestly, maybe. Depends on your starting point, right? Let's say you got no reputation, nothing to your name. Okay, so it's only where to go is up. I think for someone, I'm trying to think of how you could play this to make extra money off of it. If they don't give you any conditions, you could have a lot of fun with this. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you had a YouTube channel of you, I don't know, reviewing fast food or some shit, there's something there. There's something there. Like, they almost might not want to attach their name to you because you could do anything. You go on a crystal meth binge. If I'm homeless as an instant cop, yeah, I wonder what they'd do if a homeless person's like, yeah, for sure. I think they want somebody who looks like fucking the guy from Community. Like, their ideal is this guy. They want somebody who looks wholesome, all-American. They can turn it into a thing. But if it's like some dude fucking addicted to crack, get Todd. They should get Todd. Todd is definitely willing to say anything for $80. Already confirmed. By the way, speaking of reacts, I got an ethical react permission to watch this video. I also kind of helped A/B test the thumbnail from Jarvis Johnson. So we're going to watch today. He spent a week in the metaverse. Ethical reacting. I spent a week and I talked about this video when he was working on it, and I was very excited for it. So
alone in the metaverse. Always wanted to do an intro like that. I saw a tweet last week that said, the metaverse is not just dead, it never existed. Citibank valued the metaverse at $13 trillion, but Facebook's metaverse platform had only 38 users and only gained $470 in...
I mean, he's going to gloss over this, but that's so bad. That's incredible. Because with any product you make, if you had just spent the money on giving it to users directly, you'd at least have that many. If you're going to spend fucking 30 billion on something and you just gave $100 per person, you still get like, a lot of users, 30 million users.
In revenue, so I thought I'd investigate, and what I found was shocking. Spoiler alert, there's definitely more than 38 users, but not so much more to justify the $36 billion Mark Zuckerberg has invested in the metaverse. By the way, the metaverse, if you've heard the word...
Also, I think they just canceled... I think, yeah, right here. As of a few days ago, they fucking discontinued the Quest Pro and they stopped work on Quest Pro 2. Yeah, I mean, this shit didn't sell. They're shutting down the whole Pro line. Like, they're fucking getting out of the game, bro. Zuckerberg realized, I think they cut his losses.
But don't really know the meaning is just an aspirational word for a version of reality that only exists online. We've actually had the metaverse for a while. Second Life comes to mind.
I think dogs should vote!
Or more recently, VR chat, which is much more popular than the metaverse that I spent a weekend. The one created by Facebook.
Sorry, go back. This is what it's going to look like. Like, the future is furry. I don't know how else to say it. Like, this is what, if you flash forward 15, 20 years and the technology is good enough, people can be whatever they want. They're going to be fucking furries and monsters and anime girls. They're going to, this is what it's going to turn into. This would give a heart attack to a caveman. I don't know why. If you have one instance of time travel that you're using it to strap a fucking VR chat to a caveman's head, I think that's a weird test. You should find something else to do. The furry players are always fucking loaded. Are you stripping for them or what? How do you know that? How are you getting an inside look at all the furries' fucking wallets, bro?
Much more popular than the metaverse that I spent a weekend, the one created by Facebook. I'm looking at you, Mark. Facebook's version of the metaverse is called Meta Horizon Worlds, which is a terrible name.
Yeah.
Fitting. for a terrible game. When you Google Horizon Worlds, you get a little box that says, is Horizon Worlds still available? Horrible question to have people asking about your game. What do you do in Horizon Worlds? Great question. I'll be answering this today. Why did Horizon Worlds fail? A question in the past tense. This is a bad sign, Mark Zuckerberg. So I wanted to get to the bottom of this, and I did. Over the last week, I've been strapping on my uncomfortable VR headset and living out my days in Meta Horizon Worlds. I exercised. I socialized.
Bro,
Hey, you should.
this is what makes Jarvis and people like him, the GOAT YouTubers, is they think, I'm going to take the time to film this little bit to make this one sentence funnier in the movie. And I never do this. Or not in the movie, in the YouTube video. You know, he'll go and he'll film him with his dog and him eating chicken nuggets in the thing. And then it fits right into the edit and it looks great. And I never do that.
Uncomfortable VR headset and living out my days in Meta Horizon Worlds. I exercised. I socialized.
Hey, you shut up. Mind your
Yeah,
business.
shut the f up, bro.
And I went to a lot of empty places. This is my story. I charged my headset the night before with the goal of being able to jump feet first into the metaverse the next morning. But instead, I had to jump feet first into a lot of software updates. In the nearly 3 years since I last turned on my VR headset, Facebook renamed themselves to Meta to signify their long-term goal of building the metaverse. And they renamed everything, including Oculus, the actual brand of my headset. I wasn't expecting to have to do so much setup for a headset that I've owned and used for years, but it was time to shed my old Oculus identity and create a new Meta identity. But basically, I just had to do a bunch of forms. In the metaverse, I decided on the name Friendly Jarvis because I wanted people in the metaverse to know that I am both friendly and Jarvis. And I look like this because I picked the default avatar that looked the most like me, and I don't know how to change it. But Metaverse Jarvis is way better than original Jarvis because in the metaverse, you can be anyone. So I became someone with a...
Do you guys remember when Zuckerberg... in October of last year, when he said he was going to add legs, and then it came out that they were fake, and then they still haven't added legs. Like, this was faked. But it's been like fucking 9-10 months, and they still haven't done it. Oh, is this part of the video? I'm sorry.
Big square jaw. Before I launched Horizon Worlds, I had to download it. And first of all, it's rated for teens. Then why do I look like a 35-year-old?
Actually, I would be honest with you. So I told that to Jarvis in real life. So I figured it wasn't in the video. We were in a car and so I assumed it wasn't in the video. He must have added it, bro.
Man. Whether or not this app should be for teens is something we will discuss, but not a single one of these avatars looks like a teen. Meta Horizon Worlds is a social experience where you can interact with real people in real time. There are rules everyone must follow. Why is this the second thing you say about the app? Here's the loading screen you see when you launch Horizon Worlds. It's aspirational to say the least because this is not what Horizon Worlds actually looks like. Horizon Worlds looks like shit. Look.
Wow.
I'm not a graphics guy. I'm usually not going to be the person complaining about the graphics of a game. But what on earth is this? Mark Zuckerberg allegedly invested $36 billion into the metaverse, and this is what we get. It's giving Wii Sports, except in Wii Sports, you have legs. I don't know at what point the team at Meta decided that leg technology was outside the scope of their project. It's clearly a decision they made on purpose because walking has been in video games since Pac-Man took his first steps. And if you don't think Pac-Man has legs, look closer. Instead of walking, you just slide around with a floating torso. It's very unnerving.
Ooh, it's kind of making me lightheaded.
There's a lot of default settings that didn't make sense to me at the beginning of the tutorial. Like the movement feels super stiff, and I kept getting this weird tunnel vision whenever I walked around.
Yeah, I don't like it.
So I changed the settings to feel more fluid and set off to complete the tutorial. There's honestly not much to the tutorial at all. It feels like you're in an abandoned carnival.
Always fun.
Which is foreshadowing for the whole vibe of Horizon Worlds. I shot some balls and did some other janky mini games in VR, which Horizon Worlds is filled with. It's filled to the brim with janky mini games.
Okay.
and balls. So a few minutes into the tutorial, I realized why there were so many weird movement options. It's because moving in a natural way can make some people sick. And it turns out that I am some people. At this point, I had a full week in VR ahead of me, and I was pretty nervous because I got nauseous immediately. So I bought every type of Dramamine that they sell, and I got back into the verse. That's right. I'm calling it the verse.
In the future, we'll have little IV drips, you know, so you never have to leave. Kind of like Pendragon.
Before we get into that, me and my son here have to talk about today's sponsor, Pokemon Sleep. Pokemon Sleep is essentially a super fun way to track your sleep and learn about healthy sleeping habits while also training and collecting Pokemon. In Pokemon Sleep, you're working...
So I'm pretty happy for him because Jarvis is a huge Pokemon fan and he got like this ultimate God sponsor. So I'm like just proud of him. That's really cool. And also I'm kind of interested in it because for me, the greatest battle in my life is with sleep. And if Pikachu can help me solve it.
With Professor Neroli, who is essentially a Pokemon sleeping habits researcher, and he's doing research on these islands that are home to a bunch of Snorlax. And the Snorlax have the mysterious ability to make Pokemon drowsy around them. Not drowsy the Pokemon, but like tired. He's created this device that combines your sleeping habits with Snorlax's sleeping habits and multiplies Snorlax's drowsy power, it's called. It makes more Pokemon fall asleep on the island. And when you wake up, there's a bunch of new Pokemon sleeping around Snorlax.
We're also brain rotted. We need to have fucking the multiplier for Snorlax's drowsy power to have any motivation to go to sleep on time. They can't just tell you it's like really good for your health. Like it's just proven to be great for your life. Makes you more likely to work out, more likely to be social, more likely to have a regulated health system. I just need to make sure that Snorlax's drowsy power has a high multiplier.
That you can befriend. You'll also get statistics about your sleep and how much you're dozing, snoozing, and slumbering, so you can rest your very best. I don't know about you, but I personally am a snoozer. There's over 110 Pokemon, each with 3 unique sleeping styles for you to complete your sleep decks. I'm sure you all know how much I love Pokemon and how it's been a huge part of my life since I was a little kid. So I'm extremely excited and honored to partner with Pokemon Sleep for this video. I think it's a super fun way to get excited about having a good night's rest. Go ahead and click the links in the description to download the Pokemon Sleep app, which is available on both the Google Play and iOS
it's on
app
Android.
stores. Once again, a huge thanks to Pokemon Sleep for sponsoring this video. Now back to the metaverse. At the end of the tutorial, you're offered 3 paths. Much like when you graduate high school and need to figure out what you're doing with your life, do you want to pursue adventure, action, or comedy? I remember when I got my high school diploma and I went around telling everybody that I was going to college to study adventure. Maybe this is obvious to say, but action and adventure are very similar things. Oftentimes, like in movies, action and adventure are grouped together as one thing, but not in the metaverse. In the metaverse, they are 66% of options. But being a silly, goofy guy, I chose comedy. Something interesting to me about these worlds that I was being sent to post-tutorial is that Meta did not create these worlds. The comedy world, the Soapstone Comedy Club, was created by someone named Unemployed Alcoholic. And there's just something that isn't adding up about this whole It's for Teens thing, but we'll come back to that later. As soon as I landed in the comedy club world, I began hearing the voices of people around me, which is called proximity chat for those familiar, and it's how basically all the worlds in the metaverse work. Anyway, before I could actually listen to any of the comedy, my power went out and my computer died. So I figured that was a good sign to stop day 1. So it's day 2, and I loaded up my Oculus and put it on. Which hurts because I have way too much hair to be doing this. When you first come back online to Horizon Worlds, you're in this weird liminal space island with a menu and a full-length mirror.
No legs.
There's a lot of mirrors in the metaverse, by the way, and it never ceases to freak me out. Also, am I darker to you? I definitely feel like I got a tan. From the menu, I clicked the home button, which I haven't pressed yet, and I went to a house that I've been told is my house. You're apparently getting...
That's why the metaverse is going to be sick, dude. It's the only place you can afford real estate. It's going to be dope. We're all going to have fucking high rises.
given a fully furnished home in the metaverse, and it was never explained. You just get dropped here like a protagonist who lost his memories. Personally, I would have preferred to start with an empty house that I could furnish myself. That way I
mean, for now, until Metaverse Blackstone buys up all the digital real estate. And then you have to rent for them for, you know, an exorbitant amount of Dogecoin. But for now, you could invest.
Identify with the space. I get to have some input into the way it looks. Because at one point I walked into a door by accident and got scared because I didn't know where I was. Thankfully, there was a sign on the door to remind me that this is my house. If you look up from your balcony, you can see a blimp that has my name on it.
Why?
Definitely don't remember putting that up there, but my apologies to the neighborhood for any blimp-based disturbances. If you're wondering if everyone gets the same house, yep. In the metaverse, we all have identical homes, which is actually kind of sweet because it reminds me of Black Mirror, which is a show that I like about how cool technology is.
Yeah.
Now's an important time to mention that I've been jacking into the metaverse.
And also, now there's no class. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has the same house, so we're all the same.
In the mornings, treating this like my 9-to-5 job, but I'm definitely the only person doing this because the only other people on the metaverse at 10 a.m. are children. How do I know? Well, the comedy club has been overrun by preteens.
I'm having come here. We're having a conversation.
I shouldn't know anyone's age, but right as I walked in, a kid said, "How did you know I was 10?" And his name was Baby Shark 2013. The slurs and offensive jokes reminded me of a middle school cafeteria, but hey, I'm just a guest here, so I sat my ass down and listened. Metaphorically speaking, because I don't have an ass or legs.
Right.
Actually, wait, I know a joke. Women's rights.
I was at the comedy club for a while, and that is the only joke that I can share that will not get my account deleted.
Yeah, he told me some of them in the car. The kids these days have a very interesting sense of humor, bro. Very interesting. Very interesting. What was crazy is, so my assumption is like it's all parents of, I guess, mostly ignored rich kid. Like, why would they have a VR headset unless they were at least upper middle class, right? But then they don't have anything to do because they're sitting in. It's like edgy rich kids. Yeah, that's what it must be, right? They're like $300. Oh, maybe they're not so bad. That's like a console.
There was also a notice at the front.
When I got the Vive, it was like $1,200 though, right? Back in 2019 even. Maybe the class is like
of the club that said no vulgar profanity, graphic sexual topics, no racial, homophobic, or other derogatory jokes. But I'm thinking since these kids are still learning to read, they thought that was a checklist. Not that there's a rule about this, but someone insulted my jawline.
Your forehead is literally bigger, the biggest joke, and your jawline.
You know, people are always saying that kids are soft and they wouldn't survive a COD lobby back in the day. But I don't know, because I barely survived the...
Insulting somebody's jawline in VR is so funny because they can just open up the slider and change it. It's like, bro, what? What did you do? You didn't get me, dude. It's
Soapstone Comedy Club at 10 a.m.
They ask you how you are, and you just have to say that you're fine.
So after getting my feelings hurt, I decided I would go try to do something relaxing. I saw there was a bowling world with a whopping 5 people online. So how bad could that be? The first thing I see in the bowling world is a guy with a little male pattern baldness going on. Again, these avatars are 35. But hey, nothing wrong with that. Love to see that he's rocking it. He's got his hands in an odd position, but maybe that's just how you bowl in the meta. Upon closer inspection, this is an actual infant. How did a baby
Obviously not me.
get in the metaverse? But kudos to this baby, by the way, for being so sick at bowling, because I couldn't figure it out. On my way out, I saw a girl dancing in front of a giant phone, so I was just curious, so I asked what was up, and she said,
I'm just doing it TikTok. Can you do it with me?
"Oh God, another child. I've got to get out of this bowling alley."
No, you go first.
I did the TikTok, and let me tell you why. There's a certain responsibility I have as an adult to not crush the dreams of a child at 11 a.m., so I danced. Also, I have to say, the metaverse was only open to teens in April of this year. I am not seeking out child spaces. They probably let kids in because all the adults got bored with this stupid game, but now it's Lord of the Flies. I took off my headset and I called a friend. I'm so lonely. So far, it's been hard to find anyone my age to talk to in the verse, but I'm not leaving my house until this week is done.
Hey, that's how I feel on Twitch, brother. That's how I feel on Twitch.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I've been kind of lonely this week. I was wondering if you'd be down to go to a bar or like bowling sometime.
Ooh, I think I might be busy that day.
No, I didn't say a day, so maybe you just misheard what I was.
Day 3, I was on a mission to find more adults, but I instinctively went to the comedy club because I guess it's my routine now. And to my surprise, there were adults there. But to my dismay, they were having the most boring conversation of all time. I think I walked into some sort of panel about having a business in the metaverse or something. I missed the beginning and just heard people saying buzzwords about business, but people seemed engaged. I mean, as much as I could tell, there's no sitting down in the metaverse, so we're all just kind of floating in the direction of the speakers. They were taking questions from the audience, and they even put chairs on the stage. I'd like to see you do that in the real world. The panel may have been boring, but it was my first time finding real adults in the metaverse. And I'll be honest, I was hooked. But how could I find more adults? You'd think there would be worlds that were marked for all ages and ones marked for adults. But while Meta has implemented features to protect children from adults, there were no tools to protect me from children. I even went to a jail simulator, and it was full of kids.
Yo, can someone tell? Yo, who has a gun control?
I've had enough. Against my better judgment, I searched 18 plus in the search bar.
Well, that's
and
a bad idea.
Nothing weird happened. Searching for 18 plus showed me the community worlds created for me, an adult man. My options were plenty. You've got bars, you've got clubs, and you've got the welcome lounge, whatever the hell that means. These people are creeping me out. So let's go to Gatsby's bar. I just mentioned that there's no tools to protect adults from children. So you're probably wondering how these 18 plus worlds keep them out. And the answer is they don't. There's nothing stopping a child from entering most of these bars, except they'll probably be ridiculed if they speak. Gatsby's bar does something different though. They've innovated new anti-child technology, a child lock, if you will. When you enter the world, you're dropped into a holding cell and you're told to grab a rod with both hands and stretch your arms as far as possible. If someone's arm span is more than 4.9 feet, as most adults have a longer arm span than 4.9 feet, you'll be able to get in. If you were a kid, you won't be able to get in. I'm not sure how well this could possibly work. Because what about the short kings, Gatsby? What about the tall teens?
I'm 26.
Gatsby's bar is fitted with an outdoor patio area, which I enjoy at real bars, so I felt at home. The game told me that there were 5 people in the bar, but I could...
We truly live in an age of wonders.
only find 2 of them, the basketball boys.
You're really friendly, Jarvis.
Hanging out at Gatsby's very own basketball court, where you can shoot hoops and even check the leaderboards for top scorers.
Wow.
I asked the basketball boys if they enjoy Horizon Worlds, and they said yes. And then I asked them what other worlds they like to go to, and they said just here. Then my man Slim told me he cracked the top 10 on the scoreboard for basketball, and that he's been playing this nonstop for the last 3 days.
It's been a grind.
Yeah. This is what we're gonna do. After our Amazon jobs at the fucking factory, we're gonna clock out into our cubicle on site at Amazon warehouse, and then clock into this bar, chill out, relax, shoot some hoops, dude. It's gonna be fucking amazing. I can't wait.
Somebody got 2,300 shots. I cannot believe that.
You made 709?
In the last 3 days, dude.
Gatsby's was pretty empty beside the boys, so I asked them if it's always like this, and they told me that it really picks up in a few hours. So I told them that I'd be back later and continued on my quest to find adults. I went to a dance club that was so empty that there were literally crickets. But that just meant I had the jacuzzi all to myself.
You have to code that in. Why would they play crickets?
Then I practiced my DJ set.
This one's for all the sexy ladies.
Also, they had basketball, like every world, for some reason. Then I went to a senior center called the Thrive Pavilion. Their goal is to combat loneliness amongst older adults, which is very noble. But it was empty when I arrived, and that made me lonely. I did notice that they were having a book club later this week on a book that I just so happened to have read. I read it in high school, and I remember no details other than the title, but maybe this would finally be my chance to make some friends. Or will that be tonight? Because the sun has fallen, and it's time to get ballin', by which I mean go back to Gatsby's bar and see if it's popping. And it was. My basketball boys were gone, but there were 26 people here, which by Horizon World standards is Madison Square Garden. It was here at 9 p.m. that I realized VR isn't that advanced at a lot of things. I couldn't pick up a bowling ball earlier. I couldn't shoot the basketball earlier. Honestly, I just have trouble with balls, I guess. But what Mark Zuckerberg's Meta Horizon Worlds was perfect at was emulating the social anxiety I feel when I don't belong. Have you ever tried joining a conversation, but you're just standing right outside the circle to not be rude? You can do that in VR. And that is why technology is amazing. Everyone seemed to already have friends, and I don't know how they did it. It felt like high school, but I had just moved here from out of town. They seemed to be having fun.
Relatable.
For a split second, I thought I had actually made a friend because me and this girl started throwing this little ball at each other. VR is mostly balls. But then with no warning, she left me to go into the water. And then without realizing my mic was unmuted, I said, "Man, my only friend left me." And then she audibly said, "Aw," and started walking back, at which point I was so embarrassed that I teleported home. It's been half a week in the metaverse and there's no one here. Like there's people, but it's abandoned. You know what I mean? According to Facebook, there are two...
Bro, that's like more embarrassing than what happened in real life. It's crazy that people go to VR chat to get away from social anxiety, and it could actually be worse. It could be worse.
200,000 monthly users of Horizon Worlds. So where are they? I think Facebook is being misleading with the numbers here. They've done it before. Like, I'm sure there's some factual, technically correct justification for 200,000 monthly users. But when you really get down to it, it's just Slim playing basketball. I looked at the top 20 featured worlds of the day yesterday, and I added up all of the active users. I did this in my head for some reason. I could have just used a calculator. 153 plus 142.
He's Sherlock.
196.
Mind Palace.
196, 200, 210, 864. Wrong, but close. It's 903 or something like that. But this isn't the only creative lie that Zuck has told us. You'll recall that there are inexplicably no legs in Horizon Worlds. And this, at the time, created a bunch of controversy. Just kidding, no one cared, but it's fun to dump on Zuck. Then, in October 2022, he does this grand reveal of legs in Horizon World, and he's jumping around acting a whole damn fool.
Legs!
I know you've been waiting for this. I don't know how to fucking do it, Mark Zuckerberg. Everyone's been waiting for this, said Zuckerberg.
That's a pretty good Zuck.
But seriously, legs are hard. That's why other virtual reality systems don't have them either.
And a few days later, it comes out that it wasn't fucking real. I know what he's saying. He's saying that tracking legs for real in VR is difficult without the thing the Dean had in Community.
Jesus!
But nobody's asking for that, okay? They just don't want to be floating chests. What else? What else?
The legs dangled out or whatever.
Everyone knows each other. That's weird. But I guess there's so few users that it's basically like a large high school where you see the same faces everywhere, especially since there's so few adults.
Get off the stage!
Even in Meta Horizon workrooms, which is like Zoom, but Metaverse, everyone's disembodied torsos are floating above their chairs. I'm going to lose it.
What workplace is having daily meetings in Meta Horizon workplace? They're logging on and sitting around in the fucking... No. Yeah, everyone's going to say yes. Nobody's doing it. Only Facebook. I don't think even Facebook anymore. I know they had that article came out where they were forcing their own employees to use Meta Horizon Worlds more, but they didn't want to. And I think they probably abandoned it by now. I think they're just completely fucking...
Part of the appeal...
L'Oreal does actually. I'm going to get confirmation. L'Oreal Meta Horizon Worlds work. This is the article that came up in Vogue Business. No, this is like a startup accelerator. Why is this in Vogue Business? This is not. I don't see any proof that a L'Oreal employee works in the metaverse.
Of something like VR.
Me when I lie.
Our chat is the complete disregard for intellectual property law. One day you can be having a heartfelt conversation with Kermit the Frog about bullying.
So I had always like felt a little different and stuff.
And the next day get called the no-no word by Pickle Rick. I get it though. Using other people's famous brands can bring big fun and excitement to your game. Just look at Fortnite, who like officially partners with everyone from Rick and Morty to Ariana Grande. But Meta, one of the largest companies in the world, investing over 400 times the average AAA game budget, they've got Wendy's. Wendy's is the only corporate partner of the metaverse.
Hell yeah,
and they too have an empty metaverse world. The Wendyverse, verse. This was a promotion from April 2022, and it's now July 2023, and it's still there. I have no idea what they were going for, but to their credit, it does look like a Wendy's. There was even a free nugget promotion for going to their website that didn't work. After going to the official Wendy's,
if you were trying to have like a secret backroom deal and you wanted to talk to someone in a place you knew nobody would ever be, I can't think of a more secure location than both of you logging on to go to the fucking Wendyverse. If you guys were planning any drug deals, just fucking hang out in the back of the freezer of that Wendy's metaverse.
I was curious what other brands were there unofficially. So naturally I searched McDonald's
parkour.
And there it was. Pretty similar to the Wendy's experience, to be honest, but I couldn't pick up the burger, so I threw a fit. I also searched Disney, and it turns out someone has made a one-to-one Disneyland in the metaverse.
Oh, wow.
That they call Disneyland VR Parody, which is a legal life hack for not getting sued.
This is Disneyland, the parody park. Notice how I say parody park because we are not Disneyland. We have nothing to do with Disneyland. And Disneyland did not build this. I built this completely on my own.
The world itself was very impressive, but unfortunately very boring.
Coming up on our left-hand side, you're going to notice a Siberian tiger, which is an animal known for jumping over 20 feet to catch its prey. We're going to be about 15 feet away from it, which means, guys, no worries. If it lunges at us, it's going to go right over your head. Yeah, a lot like that joke did. Moving on.
Holy shit! Holy shit, the graphics!
My brain has been broken by the internet because the next thing I searched was Family Guy. It was horrifying.
Oh, wow.
There was one other person there, and when I wasn't paying attention, they put Stewie in the sink and started washing his mouth out with soap. So I don't know what that was about. On the 5th day...
What are they doing there alone? What? That is creepypasta. Dude, there's going to be so... I mean, this is the birthplace of insane amounts of creepypasta. Just empty Horizon worlds with one person.
I ended up in this world called VR Bank, and I had no clue how I got there or what was going on. It seemed like there was a bank robbery going on.
How old are you?
But bank tellers were just working as normal. Anyway, there were a bunch of portals to other worlds outside the bank, and the one that caught my eye was VR Dollar Tree. So I tried to go grocery shopping in the metaverse, but as soon as I landed in the world, it told me that
Dude, what is the human obsession with we get access to a digital world to build anything we can imagine, and all the worlds we hang out in are like everyday recreations of things in normal life? What is that about our fucking brains that instead of like fucking surfing on Mars or hanging out on top of Everest, we go to fucking Dollar Tree and the Family Guy house and
I have zero paycheck, which is insulting and true. I asked the cashier how to get money, and he pointed me to the ATM, which coincidentally teleported me back to the bank. I never did figure out how to buy those bananas, but when I teleported back to the bank, there were a bunch of kids surrounding someone. So I got a little bit closer, and lo and behold, it was the world creator, the person who made this bank, which you could tell by this badge they put on his name. His name is See Me Bro, and he has made so many worlds in Horizon Worlds, including that Dollar Tree and a bunch of other worlds that I cut out of this video for time. But perhaps most importantly, he was the creator of the club where I danced alone. And I'll always respect him for that. Anyway, I tried to ask him some questions, and he seemed very eager to answer them. My theory is because I'm the only adult voice he's heard in years. Genuinely, when I was trying to ask him questions, kids were just accosting him nonstop.
So are you new to here?
Come on in the bean. Come on.
What? I'm talking home.
He was a super sweet guy to give me the time and explain to me that he's a member of Meta's partner program. And he develops worlds as his full-time job, which is insane to me considering Meta allegedly only had $470 in creator donations last month. So they must be paying these people on the side. I couldn't spend too much time interviewing this guy because it was time for book club.
Oh, you don't want to miss it.
And when I arrived at the senior center, there were actually people there, which made me nervous. I know I'm a creator and stuff, but I'm actually quite introverted when I'm in unfamiliar territory. There's so few regular users that whenever there's a new guy, they stick out like a sore thumb. That's me. I'm the sore thumb. As soon as I got there, the creator of the world kindly welcomed me and asked me if I was here for book club.
Hey, Jarvis. Hello. Are you here for the book club?
Then he started asking me when I read the book, and I didn't have the heart to tell him that I read it in high school and was just here for adult friends.
Hello. We see Pat and Diana. Yes. Hey.
Everyone was really nice, but I still felt uncomfortable because that's who I am. That being said, I think that this is a really cool nonprofit. My aunt used to be the activity director for a nursing home, and I spent a lot of my childhood at nursing homes, hanging out with the seniors. So having activities and ways to combat loneliness and boredom are awesome. Anyway, Barbara got stuck in the pool.
How does she get out of the pool?
Well, a couple ways.
So I left. I think maybe I don't know how to socialize, but socializing is what the Metaverse is all about. Maybe I just need to calm my nerves, have myself a virtual beverage, and engage in some small talk not about a book I read in high school. When I first searched for 18+ worlds, the most popular world was called Scenic Bar, but it had 30 people in it, which at the time was a scary number since it's so big. But now I think it's time. The layout of Scenic Bar is as you'd expect. It's a bar with a scenic view of a waterfall. You can even go up this mountain and ride a zip line down, which, if you ask me, is a big step up from basketball. Literally, it's a big step up from basketball because there was also a basketball game there. Are you crazy? I walked through the bar, and the bar opens out into this nice outdoor area where everybody's broken off into their little conversations. I saw a group of people talking, and I did my patented move of silently joining their conversation without saying anything. This group of gentlemen were discussing old British comedians from their youth.
You have to say hi, bro. You can't just scoot in and mute up. you have to say, hey, what's up?
8 out of 10 cats does count down carrot in a box. I mean, that shows the full genius of Sean Lott.
I was just smiling and nodding with my mic off until they noticed me. I wish that I could just be a fly on the wall and not be seen.
You know what happens to flies on the wall?
Yeah, they get squatted.
You get killed by the Karate Kid. You're muted, mate.
Yeah.
No, he's shy.
Oh, my mic wasn't on? Whoops, that wasn't on purpose at all. Then I booked it for the zip line. I'm starting to learn that if you have an activity to do, you can avoid.
Bro, I've hung out with Jarvis plenty in real life, and I've been to parties with Jarvis. He's not this awkward. Why is he way more awkward in the fucking metaverse?
Interacting with people. So that's what I was trying to do with the zip line. But on my way up the ladders, I ran into another group of people having an intimate personal conversation.
I'm 32 years old. I need to settle down, start thinking about having kids.
That I should not be listening to. But also, I'm nosy, so I stopped the eavesdrop for just a little. But then this woman...
ladder, no legs, have an ass, trying to listen in.
Looked at me directly and said, "Can I help you?"
Can I help you?
And so I went home. That's enough VR for the day, but we are now nearing the end of the week. Horizon World's most active day is upon us. Saturday. Saturday morning, I woke up, ate breakfast, and invited my friend Sam over so she could help me eat and drink while I have this headset on. The first world I saw when I booted into Horizon was one that I have never seen before. Metacourt. Metacourt is maybe one of my favorite experiences in VR because it involves kids being creative and not saying slurs. It appears to be a role-playing world for the court system, and people take turns holding the roles of judge, jury, plaintiff, defendant. You've seen court TV before.
I have reached my verdict.
What? This is basically that, but in VR, and these kids are no less qualified than Steve Harvey, so who am I to judge, pun intended? I got there right as a new case was starting, so I floated my ass to a seat in the gallery and waited for the case to begin. On the upside, this whole thing was organized by kids, which is adorable. And on the downside, it's organized by kids, so it's complete chaos. People were interrupting the court, creating portals to other worlds, which is the closest thing the metaverse has to disturbing the peace. And the only form of crowd control is to vote to have someone kicked from the world. So that happened a lot. 5 minutes after arriving at Metacourt, just planning to hang out, so many people were kicked that I was asked to be a member of the jury.
Come on, Jarvis.
It was very stressful. These kids are very impatient.
Go in jury. Go in jury. Cooperate with this. Come on, jury.
I didn't know. I haven't been here before. I didn't know where the jury was. Once I got to the jury, I realized they were already at closing statements.
This is closing statements.
Oh,
No more evidence.
And I didn't know what was going on or what the case was, so I accidentally sentenced someone to 25 years in jail for stealing a dog.
25 years.
25 years.
Deserved.
To life, just 25 years.
There were originally more
Deserved.
members of the jury, but they
Base.
couldn't sit still because they were children, or they started playing music over their microphone, or tried to steal the judge's spot. So I was the sole voting member of the jury. And I just have to say, the criminal justice system was working as intended. I had to leave the court because I was given far too much power. I stopped by Gatsby's during the day just to see how my boys were doing. And Slim, the basketball god, was there. And
This video is going to do, I mean, this is a really hilarious video, and Jarvis has a big channel. This video is going to get like 1 million+ views, and then Gatsby's going to be blown up, dude. Gatsby's going to be popping.
he'd hit a new high score.
I'm at 11:03, so 11:52, so I'm almost there. I can get to 4, but after 4th place, look, I need 700 shots to get to 3rd.
At night, I decided I'd check out some...
Yeah, Slim's going to be famous. People are going to be showing up to talk about Slim about basketball.
Saturday night comedy at the comedy club, and to my delight, there were actual adults telling jokes. But to my horror, the jokes were the same ones the kids tell. It seems like the other adults here have been having the same experience I am, where kids are just taking over everything.
Why did a chicken cross the road?
This woman, who will remain anonymous, was very annoying.
Tell jokes or get off the stage.
I know a song about Ohio.
No.
And she just kept heckling everyone on stage.
Boo! I don't like kids. Well, except mom. Hey, little baby.
And it takes a lot for me to do this, but when I asked her to please just let people tell their jokes, she told me to shut up and mind my own business.
Hey, you shut up. Mind your business.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, bro.
Which is a hell of a thing to say when you are not shutting up nor minding your own business.
You're heckling.
Are you trying to be funny? Because you're not funny.
When she eventually got kicked and the adults could finally tell their jokes, they were just complaining about cancel culture and about how they can't tell their real funny jokes because the mods would get mad at them. So it was awesome.
What's the difference between Antarctica and the internet? There are more snowflakes on the internet.
I went to relax in the conversation pit outside. A group of people had gathered around a fire and were singing songs and playing guitar. It was very sweet until a child ran up and said a slur.
Fortnite battle pass. I yell shit out my ass.
Seems to...
That sucks because he was spitting until then. It sucks to ruin it, dude. Fortnite Battle Pass, I yell shit out my ass is a great opening bar. Like, he had so much potential. It's like Kanye, you know? He ruined it.
It happened a lot. It's finally Sunday, and it's my last day in the metaverse. On Sundays,
an
I usually
actual
like
song?
to just
Sad.
chill out and rest and prep for the week ahead. So I figured I'd do the same thing in the metaverse. After everything I've been through, I think I deserve it. I found a meditation world where someone leads live meditations, which I assume you do while children are screaming in the background, but it was empty today. So as a consolation prize, it led me to a world where I could do my own self-guided meditation, which I prefer anyway. I mean, I use apps for that. When I got to this world, it was just like some tranquil island with a big shrine in the middle of it.
So ugly.
And I went up to the shrine to grab a meditation plank from the altar. Then I found a nice spot to float on my butt, and I closed my eyes and listened to the sweet, sweet sounds of nature. There weren't really any sounds of nature, but there was a nice lady doing therapist voice that I could relax to.
Start by breathing in through your nose, pausing your breath, and slowly breathing out.
And then it stopped, which I thought was just like what happens in meditation, where they like give you some time to think to yourself and be mindful. But
somebody said, "You're telling me I could do nothing alone in the metaverse? Sign me up." The dream. Zuckerberg's dream finally realized. I can do absolutely nothing while alone.
Actually, I just had to keep hitting
legs.
the play button to keep the meditation going, which is a very distracting way to meditate. Then I went into the water, and for some strange reason, my meditation plank started floating away like it had a mind of its own, and I was trying to catch up with it so I could listen to more relaxing sounds. But the last thing I did in the metaverse, it was inspired by an unlikely source. Remember that heckler woman from yesterday? She had a few wise words before she started interrupting the comics.
I don't care.
No, not that.
It should be aching over it all the time, just like black magic.
Apparently, this whole time, there's been a comedy club that doesn't allow kids.
Wow.
So I went to check it out and finally hear some real comedy. I arrived at the Black Magic Club in the evening, and there wasn't a single soul there except one. As I turned the corner from the stage, I saw a little area with ball-based games, like always.
Of course.
And there was a single man playing beer pong by himself. Who was this mystery man? Why was he the only person at the Black Magic Club? And how do you play one-player beer pong? That is just drinking. I tried introducing myself.
It's fucking Mark Zuckerberg, dude. Just frustrated, alone, angry, wishing this fucking worked.
But he refused to turn his mic on and only communicated with gestures. There was a basketball hoop there too, because of course there was. So I figured I'd keep him company and work on my shooting motion. To my complete and utter shock, this silent mystery man started getting my rebounds and passing me the ball to keep shooting. I felt like Steph Curry warming up for the big game, except I didn't make a single shot. But mystery man didn't care. He was just there to support me. And then it happened. I finally made my first basketball shot the entire week.
Hell yeah!
My best friend was there to witness it. I've known Silent Mike for 10 minutes, and he's already shown me more love and acceptance than all of the metaverse combined.
The metaverse dream is real!
So naturally, since I had made my shot, I passed the ball to Mike. It was his turn now. But he passed it back to me, and I said, "No, Mike, it's all you." Then Mike took some shots, and we enjoyed our night in silence. We did not speak. Eventually, I waved Mike in the metaverse goodbye because I'm never going back in there. This was not fun. What a strange, strange place. There's absolutely no
beautiful.
shot this version of the metaverse takes off. I feel like
beautiful.
Meta has spent so much money to acquire users that the ones that are there by brute force. 99% of the worlds are empty at all times, and the ones with people are being overrun by infants.
Fortnite Battle Pass.
Who aren't even supposed to be in the metaverse. But I'm sure they're counting them in the analytics. Mark Zuckerberg thinks he's sitting pretty right now. Because what, you just get to sit on threads and make jokes about Twitter? No, finish what you started and give us legs.
Yeah,
There's some
you
real
have to give the
characters
legs.
in the metaverse. Like Slim, who only plays basketball at the Gatsby bar. That takes dedication. And maybe we could all learn something from him. Maybe Slim isn't even real. Maybe he's a metaphor crafted by the metaverse to teach us that hopping around from world to world won't make you happy until you can enjoy the world that's right in front of you, the real world.
Cringe.
I can't spend all my time looking at a screen inside of a VR headset. I'm too busy spending all my time looking at a screen outside of a VR headset, like an adult. Oh, and I went to check Slim's high score. He's number 2 now. Bye-bye.
Beautiful! That was a great video. Excellent, excellent video. And congrats to Jarvis for, wow, it's number 3 on trending. Damn. That's awesome. Oh, it's right behind fucking Loki season 2. That's awesome. Congrats to him for getting that Pokemon Sleep sponsorship, because that's big. Very, very cool. All right, well, it is... Wait, cool video on how China is trying to corner the market on model planes and how it will affect LeBron's legacy. There's no way that's real, right?
Always live a life.
Why did you think... I mean, it worked, but why did you think I would want that? Why would that fucking... Why was that your fake made up... God, why did that work? You need to watch this. Think of the $7. Canadian 7, which is like US fucking -2. This has nothing to do with fucking the Metaverse at all. You guys just lie to me. You just lie to me and think I'll watch it. I'm not watching it. Don't lie to me. I think I mean I might just watch House, bro. It's 9:17. I actually have time. What I was thinking of doing, it's 2 guys talking about the comedians. No. I might, oh, the StarCraft video could be good. Wait, we could watch StarCraft video. What was that? Yeah, here it is. The Resprit video. Oh, it's good length too. All right, let's watch it. StarCraft in Korea is very important to me and pivotal to my entire life. And much of where I ended up in my career, like working at Twitch and then in NVIDIA, came from finding out about Koreans playing StarCraft in 2007. And if I hadn't found that out, I probably would have done something completely different with my life. So I'm very interested. I ended up going to Korea because of that.
At 37 degrees to the north and 128 degrees to the east, you'll find the heartbeat of the world's oldest premier esport. And on this day, October 11th, 2020, something unheard of in this game's 20-year-old history is about to unfold.
I can already tell you what's going to happen. I'm going to spoil it. It's not a pre-watch. This is a lived-through experience. Wait, this is 2020, huh? My assumption is that this is the game where Flash, the greatest gamer of all time, decided he was done winning every single tournament in a row and played random, which has never been done in the 20-year history of Korean StarCraft. And it was incredible.
Starting from now until the end of his tournament run,
yeah, that's what it was.
The greatest gamer of all time, StarCraft's undisputed GOAT, has decided to compete at the highest level using Brood War's hidden 4th race. 100%. Random.
Free is going to be the first player to face off against a random opponent, and I believe it's about 19 or 20 years here.
In a Star League, yeah,
yes,
you're
in
right.
a Star League. I believe
It's so badass.
CHRH. That was a long time ago. He switched to Terran. We're going to go to Shakura's temple. It starts now. Flash versus Free.
Long before the world could fathom a mainstream appeal for competitive gaming, Korean Brood War was the first to show widespread fanaticism for an industry that would soon become a global multi-billion-dollar phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's hard to imagine that over 10 years ago, League of Legends would host its first World Championship event in 2011 with a prize pool of $100,000.
I was at this, and if you can't tell, it was in like a tiny corner of the venue. Like, this was a massive Counter-Strike and StarCraft event, and League of Legends was in a little tiny corner. But I remember all the Star. I was hanging out with like Team Liquid Noni, who was a top Protoss player, and we were watching the StarCraft, and it was kind of boring. Like, nobody was cheering, and the event wasn't that cool. The match wasn't that good. And everybody over on the League side was losing their mind. So we ended up walking over and watching it because everyone was just like this tiny little area. And Freak was giving people piggyback rides and running around. And we ended up getting into League from that. I mean, it was interesting. It was cool.
$1,000. And it's even harder to imagine that a decade prior, StarCraft had already achieved that and more with professional leagues, corporate sponsorships and nationally televised tournaments. Korean Brood War is the granddaddy of modern esports. It may not have been the first game where you could go pro, but it's the first game where going pro actually
Yeah, I think it's the first
something.
game where they like
Where
had
being a pro
stadiums, coaches, team houses, uniforms. Like it's the first esport where like everything was legit. And they was way ahead of the game on that.
gamer looked and felt like a big deal. If you were a Korean citizen in the 2000s, you knew about professional Brood War, and you had seen it live on TV while flipping through the
It
channels.
was on TV too.
After all, StarCraft had brought in an audience to the tune of millions. Only a few years after StarCraft's release in 1998, you could find one legally purchased copy of the game for every 20 Koreans. So for many, StarCraft became a rite of passage. As one researcher wrote in 2002 while studying Korean gaming culture, and so begins the 3-year-old boy's initiation into the world of StarCraft. All of this is to say that Brood War was and still is a contemporary cornerstone of Korea's pop culture history. It is literally the inflection point of Korea's transition into the digital era. And if you were to construct StarCraft's Mount Rushmore today, you could have many long, drawn-out...
I heard the reason it got so popular though is because you could play it on LAN. Consoles couldn't be sold in Korea at the time. It was like too expensive, or there was some kind of tax thing. And it was easily pirated. It was like incredibly easily to pirate and play on LAN. So it just happened to come out at the right time for it to become incredibly popular in Korea because they had all these PC cafes. And it was just full of pirated copies. Is it still big in Korea? It is still big in Korea. Though, if you went to the average like PC cafe, it used to be full of only StarCraft. And then it was only League. And now it's like Genshin Impact and shit. My understanding is it's all like FIFA and like they finally lost their fucking competitive gaming urge. Yeah, Valorant. Yeah, Valorant. But it's I don't think it's League anymore. Because I used to check the PC Cafe numbers. Maybe, I mean, if you've been there, you can tell me otherwise. But when I went there, it was League. But I heard it's dropped. Like League's like still top 10, but not diehard number 1 anymore.
Out debates about who deserves to be commemorated in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th slots of the monument. But for the first position, without a doubt, there's one player whose inclusion would be decidedly unanimous: Lee Young-ho, or as most know him, Flash. Because if Korean Brood War is the granddaddy of modern esports, Flash is its son.
Okay.
South Korea is often thought of as an ancient land, but when it comes
This is kind of a based video because no one else talks about this.
70 years ago, South Korea lagged far behind the rest of the modern world. After 35 years of Japanese colonial rule, the country had...
Is he going to explain the fucking PC Cafe thing that I just said?
finally reached independence in 1945 with the end of World War II, only to find itself torn in half by global power struggles. Entering the early 1960s, the country's economy was weaker than the likes of Haiti, Ethiopia, and Yemen, with over 40% of the country suffering from absolute poverty. But from the 1960s through the 1980s, South Korea experienced rapid, oftentimes described as miraculous amounts of growth. Ready to compete in the global economy, Korean politicians decided that the country's next strategic move would be to become the future of a newly computerized world. So at the start of the 90s, a set of policies known collectively as Jungbohwa, or digitization, were put in place to construct Korea's new digital highway, the Korea Information Infrastructure. Soon, South Korea became one of the most well-networked countries in the world, but it wouldn't be until
It's kind of fucked up, and I noticed this when I lived in Korea, how much better the average person's internet speed is there than anywhere in America. Because America is a much richer country. And we should just fucking have better internet. It's so stupid. It's so dumb, dude. Like, what? If we just used our resources efficiently, we would have fucking high-speed trains and fast internet. There's so many things that we could have that we should be able to have. I mean, it was just crazy fast. Even the Wi-Fi in the fucking, poorest dorm I was in was like a game. It was so fast.
The 1997 Asian financial crisis, that internet access would finally reach the masses. After many businesses suddenly collapsed, Korean entrepreneurs began to seek out a low-cost, low-effort way to bounce back, and they found their answer in the form of the PC bong, or what you most likely know it as, the internet cafe. From 1997 to 1999, the number of PC bong in Korea grew from an estimated 100 locations to over 13,000. And very quickly, young Koreans armed with an affordable internet option started to become netizens at faster rates than any other country in the world.
Yeah.
Just like the government had hoped, computing literacy had skyrocketed. But residents of the PC bong were motivated to adopt the internet for a reason the Korean government had never anticipated. A reason that would be the consequence of this entire chain of events. Young Koreans clamored to play StarCraft.
Yeah!
When Lee Young-ho was in elementary,
they're a very cool way to play games. It's kind of a bummer that internet cafes are like so few and far between, or like gaming LAN cafes in America. They don't really exist and they're very expensive if you try to do them. In Korea, they're incredibly cheap. And it's like a very fun way to like you can go out drinking and then you go play some games with friends and then I don't know, it was just fun. They're cool. And you can there's a little ramen button next to your computer and you can press it and they'll deliver ramen. And they're just fucking cool. I wish they existed or like we had more of that culture. The ones in Sweden are insane. Damn, I didn't know Sweden had them too. That makes sense.
Elementary school. He watched his older brother play StarCraft for the first time on their home computer. Intrigued by the game, he tried his hand at it, and so began his initiation into the world of StarCraft. Well, not quite. Shortly after Lee Young-ho started to pick up the game, his family decided to get rid of their home PC.
Sad.
And so for the next several years, Lee Young-ho paid little mind to StarCraft. But one day, just like every other Korean in the early 2000s, Lee Young-ho stumbled upon a professional match being broadcast on TV. And this time around, something clicked.
Boxer! This guy's the fucking first superstar of... He's probably going to say this, but I want to say it. This guy's name is Slayer's Boxer. He's the first fucking OG original superstar. He was like a fucking K-pop star in Korea. He wrote a fucking biography, a book about his life that sold like 500,000 copies. Dude was legend. I got to meet him in during MLG Anaheim at an after party. I was drinking with him, and then his wife came in and yelled at him and dragged him out. It was a very cool moment for me. She was, because I think he had a match the next day. But I distinctly remember that, and I was like, this is so cool.
Not long after, Lee Young-ho's family decided to buy a computer again, and immediately, like a moth to flame, Lee Young-ho found himself completely enamored with Brood War. From there on out, from every moment of every day, Lee Young-ho wanted to play StarCraft.
He was the biggest grinder.
He'd play late into the night after getting home from cram school. He would run to the PC bong during lunch breaks to get extra games in. And when he couldn't play, he would daydream about the game, running through as many different scenarios as he could in his head. And he wasn't just obsessed with the game, he was also becoming incredibly skilled at a remarkable rate. Using the strategies he had learned from watching the pros, Lee Young-ho quickly began to climb the online ladder. And as he beat increasingly powerful opponents, he started to make connections in the competitive scene, finding skilled practice partners to play with and top player clans to join, one of which he would later memorialize as his chosen ID after it disbanded, Flash. And very quickly, Flash realized that he wanted to stand shoulder to shoulder with the very players that he had seen on TV. And so after having only played StarCraft for a year and a half, Flash decided to dive headfirst into South Korea's arduous pro gamer pipeline. On the eve of his summer break, he convinced his parents to let him travel to Seoul. There, at the epicenter of Korean pro gaming,
the process, he might talk about this, but the process of becoming a pro in Korea was so difficult. Like, there was these gauntlets of like hundreds of incredibly good amateur players that you had to beat your way through to get into a qualifier for your pro gaming license. And there's like people that would do it every year. Like, for example, I mean, all of the Westerners that lived in Korea, like Artosis and Tasteless and those guys, they would do like they would go to every one of the qualifiers for year in, year out, and they would never make it. So for Flash to make it in like his first one, I don't know if he does in his first one, but like in his first or second, is incredible. It's like unheard of.
Flash would begin his journey towards becoming StarCraft's very best. But in order to get permission to go, he had to agree to a stipulation with his parents. Within a year, he would be drafted by a pro team, and if not, he would give up his dream for good. StarCraft was never meant to be played the way that Koreans played. It was never even meant to be played in Korea at all. In 1997, Blizzard Entertainment had just released Warcraft: Orcs and Humans to widespread acclaim, with Warcraft 2 ready to launch later that year. Eager to expand their IP and solidify their position as the real-time strategy powerhouse of the 1990s, Blizzard began development on a new franchise, StarCraft. StarCraft, like its predecessors, was going to be a game fundamentally about war. Playing as one of three races, Terran, Protoss, or Zerg, you could harvest resources, develop infrastructure, and then build out an army of units to attack or defend with.
Those visuals did not age gracefully. There is a HD remaster now, but this is...
Every base and every army would have its own strengths and weaknesses. And by using clever strategy, you could find ways to outsmart and overtake your opponent. This is the game that Blizzard Entertainment intended to make, and for the most part, they succeeded. But once the game was released into the wild, it became apparent that StarCraft was even more than Blizzard's game designers had ever anticipated. No one can tell you exactly when StarCraft made its way over to the peninsula of East Asia, but once it did, it caught like wildfire. StarCraft had launched with a free online matchmaking service ready to be embraced by the Korean information infrastructure. The game was performant and could run on almost any machine.
Yeah.
And importantly, it was available on PCs, not Japanese consoles. And even though Koreans had a medley of other PC games that they could choose from, as opposed to one that hadn't even been localized to Korean at all, StarCraft offered a depth and charm to it that was viscerally appealing. It was a game that always had something more for you to do.
Yeah.
An expansive skill tree of small advantages that you...
That was the best part of StarCraft, is that every single aspect of every single thing you do in the game is wrong and bad. So every time you play, you're getting better, but all of these aspects are infinite. So you're always feeling progress, but you're always dog shit. So it's very, very fun in that respect.
You could work into your play one by one. No matter how good you could get, there is always so much more StarCraft to be played. And the Korean government was quick to observe this enthusiasm. So in the year 2000, the Korean Ministry of Culture, Sports, and Tourism established KESPA, the Korean Esports Association. KESPA sanctioned professional...
This video's almost over, so I'm going to say things that are probably not going to make it in the video. KESPA was interesting. There's a lot of drama and controversy around them. But what was interesting was like when Boxer, that guy I talked about, when everybody in Korea, every Korean male is required to do, I think, mandatory 2 years of military service. Because they have to have a standing army in case North Korea ever breaks bad. And so, but Boxer was so famous and so beloved as a gamer that when he got old enough to have to do his mandatory military service, they created an Air Force pro gaming team. And they put him on that. And then they would have the Air Force aces show up and compete in the actual tournaments. So he didn't, like, his job in the Air Force was to play more StarCraft, which is fucking sick. They had these fucking fly-ass jackets.
Professional leagues, issued and mandated pro gaming licenses, and upheld a strict competitive standard for professional play. From now on, pro gaming would be an institutionalized, government-regulated profession in Korea. And so if you were a young, aspiring gamer with a dream of becoming the best, there was now a path carved out for you to see if you had what it takes.
Oh! This is an intro to a documentary. Holy fuck. Is that over or out? I don't know if I can watch the whole thing. I want to watch House today, but that was a great intro. No, it's not out yet. Yeah, it's not out. All right, well, we'll watch each part when they come out. I mean, I'm a fan. A great intro. Respirate, you rule. You rule. Check him out. Community tonight? I don't think so, bro. You guys don't even... If we watch Community, we're watching the fucking Abed claymation one. Is that what you want to watch? You're very excited to watch the Abed claymation fucking Community episode? I'm not going to be into it. I'd rather watch House, bro. Best CSGO map ever? Too long, but I would watch it. 59 rounds of madness. Has anyone watched this live? FaZe versus ENCE. 59 rounds of madness. That's probably a banger. Save this one. So I'll watch this not today, but it sounds interesting. I'd love to watch it. I'm thinking of going to the CSGO 2 first major in Copenhagen with Aiden. Aiden and I did a New Zealand trip last year, and we just talked about doing a Copenhagen trip. And I think it'd be really fun. The only problem is that all the tickets were sold out instantly day one. Because apparently in Sweden, Counter-Strike 2 is very popular. Counter-Strike is very popular. And not only are they sold out, but they're not even having any for resale. Like, I was willing to pay like double, and nobody is reselling. Everyone wants it so bad. I'm sorry, Denmark. I'm sorry. Well, in Sweden too. There's a lot of Swedes coming over. Copenhagen, Denmark. I'm sorry. Yes, correct. And so I don't know. I'm gonna see maybe if I can put out an ad on the Reddit or something. I'm trying to find, like, I'll pay well above market, but I need tickets. But I really want to go. Atrioc, have you seen Japanese people have been making 9/11 memes in response to Barbenheimer, but it's backfired because Americans love them? Yeah, it's... I did see that. I don't think it's a widespread thing in Japan to make 9/11 memes, but I don't think they do realize that Americans love 9/11 memes. It's one of our favorite things to meme about. Atrioc, as a Dane, mention to the Danish people that you meet when you go that you thought Copenhagen was in Sweden. We love those memes. Okay, sure. I'll fit right in. I'll go around and constantly tell people, this is Sweden, right? What's the difference? Who the fuck cares? You know? And that way I'll just generally be a good American. I'll fit right in. Everyone's going to laugh and get along with me. It's like in New Zealand when I call them Australians. They love it. They love it. They can't get enough of it. Do you know any cool tourist spots in Korea? Tourist spots. I'll be honest. In Korea, all I did was go to... I went to a club called Noise Basement 2, NB2. I went there a lot. I got drunk a lot. I went to PC Bongs with friends. Like tourist stuff is probably the DMZ. But all I did was drink. In Korea, all I did was drink and skateboard and... Oh, I played poker. Wait, did I tell a story about Lucky 7 Casino in Korea where they banned Korean citizens from gambling? So it was only foreigners. And I went there and had a giant fucking wall-to-wall poster of Robert De Niro that was completely unlicensed. It was like Robert De Niro badly photoshopped holding a Lucky 7 casino card. And it was like just for foreigners to come lose money. Okay. And I would go there every day and I would play the minimum bet because they had this menu of free food items. And I would get the banana split sundae, which is like 3,000 calories. And I would just wait for them to deliver that because it's free as long as you're gambling. And then I would eat the full banana split sundae and then just bet the minimum and then leave. No, I never won it. I was a terrible poker player, dude. I was terrible. Everyone lies and says they would have made it in poker. I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't have. I was bad. Am bad and was bad. Did you eat enough food to make them lose money? If I stuck to my system, I would have. But instead, I would get bored and I would go all in a lot. And then I would lose that money. And then I'd be like, well, they kind of beat me. But if I had stuck to my system, which I did sometimes, I would make a profit on the day by eating a lot of good food. So you were just paying for the food with extra steps. Yes. Yes. In a roundabout way, I was going to a very expensive Sunday shop consistently and eating a lot of unhealthy food in a roundabout way. That's correct. Was it even good food? Yeah, it was pretty tasty. For sure. For sure. For sure. All right, it's 9:42, which means it's about time for us to mosey on over to our favorite hospital, Princeton Plainsboro Hospital, teaching hospital. And we're going to learn a goddamn thing about House MD. Because last episode was pretty interesting, and I'm excited for the next one. Although I'll be honest with you, I didn't do anything that could go on YouTube today. Quack's going to be mad at me. Quack, 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 quack. Guys, do something interesting right now we can get on YouTube. Boogaloo. Oh, Thursday. Hitman Horse with the original crew, Linkus and Spectacore, and the original rules. Creating our own custom contracts and playing each other's. I'm pretty stoked. That'll be a good video. Let's look at the Reddit. Good one. Yeah, let's let's do the Reddit, dude. Let's do a little Reddit recap. All right. Did you see how Post Malone now has the One Ring Magic card? Wait, Post Malone bought it? Post Malone One Ring card. Wow, he really is? What did he spend? $2 million? Damn, he really is just a fucking nerd that made it, dude. Like the ring he never won, you know? He now has one more ring than Iverson. All right. 2.6 million? Jesus Christ. Okay, we're going to watch House. Let me pull it open. Actually, it is 9:44. I was going to watch House at 10. I could do one Hitman run for the world record. I might as well just fit in one. Could do just one Hitman run for the culture. What if we got the record? It would be crazy. Next episode's called Finding Judas. Ooh, interesting. All right, hard stop at 10. I'm going to do one run, and then we find Judas. Hard stop at 10. Hard stop at 10, which means whatever run I'm on, whenever I die or lose, if it's past 10, we just end. I'll stick to it. All right, quick run. I got my items back. Got my thing set up. This is the Hitman Freelancer World Record run. The hardest mode ever created in Hitman. Let's see. Super F4 on. Ooh, that's a great start. 3, 2. Oh, anyone? Is there a mod? We do a little chat. We're gonna watch House. We're gonna watch House at 10. 14 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go. Berlin for 3. I'm attached. We need good luck.
Safe journey, 47.
This is a mode where you have to beat 18 randomized hard difficulty missions in a row, with custom complications that are also randomized. Like in this one, I have to do timed get disguises. One target there, one target there. Where's my third target, though? Oh, fuck me. No, wait! No! Well, this is a disaster already. I think that guy walked out of my line of sight. And this guy's not... Oh. This is what you call a hard reset. Get the fuck out of here. This is a hard reset, bro. I'm not fucking sticking around. This is not worthwhile. This is extremely unlucky. We are not going to count this one. I didn't say one run. I said until 10. Relax. Relax. This is the worst spawn in the game. This guy is behind a mountain. You cannot shoot him from anywhere. And he has to walk all the way over here. Alright, reset. Can we get a bet? I don't fucking have a mod in here, okay? Here's what you do if you want to bet. I want you to write down a slip of paper what your bet is. Yes or no, like whether I make it, and then put it in an envelope. And then if I die, open the envelope, see what your bet is. And then give yourself money if you were right.
47. Failing the campaign has resulted in the syndicate going into hiding. But don't give up.
But if you're wrong, burn the money. Put real money in there so you have some real stakes. Alright. New run. New run, new chance. Bangkok, Sapienza, Whittleton. Ooh. Ooh, I like this one. Oh, for 2? I'm attached. I'm attached.
I'll be in touch when you reach your
Can I use FTX leverage on your bet? Sure, I'll allow it. Only if you get Sam Bankman-Fried's permission. Call him on his flip phone.
Welcome to Hokkaido.
Okay. One guy there. Where's the other guy? Where's the other guy? Oh, right there. Holy shit. Wait, holy shit.
Excellent work, 47. You've spread fear within the syndicate.
Uh-huh. Okay, one dead. That was a really good spawn. Now I just need to kill one more. Problem is carrying this fucking sniper. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-huh. I think I'm gonna get shot. Right. I need this lady. Come on, come on, come on! Ah! I missed point blank.
Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the syndicate. You should get back to the safe house.
Ah, get out! Okay. All right. Again, what you're trying to get is roughly 2 minutes per mission. So that was 135, which means I'll guess I call it like a plus 25 second in my head. That's amazing. You're kind of averaging around 2 minutes a mission. If you're doing better than 2, it's great. If you're doing later than 2, it's bad. That's a way to think about it. Sure can kill? Sure I can. How many missions total? 18. 18 back to back to back to back to back, and you can't die, or you reset, lose all your progress, run ends. It's tough. And it's randomized every time. Every mission, every map. Okay, one there, one there, one there. If this guy walks in front of the clock, we have a chance. If this guy doesn't walk in front of the clock,
And most of all, good luck.
It's looking bad. It's looking bad. This guy's not going to walk in front of the clock, is he? Well, okay.
You can no sudden moves.
Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the Syndicate.
Okay. Shuriken kill. Don't forget about that. Oh, fuck me.
I see.
Okay. Okay.
Excellent work, 47.
Okay.
You've spread fear within the Syndicate.
Just run. Just run. Just run. Just run. Okay. Die. Ah, shit. No. Okay. What time is it? Well, we have time for one more run. It's almost 10. Almost 10. You won your bet? Congrats. Just watch Houseman. I'm banning you. Shut the fuck up and don't tell me how to run my stream. If I tell you I want to watch it at fucking 10, then I'll watch it at 10. Go watch House by your goddamn self. Why is he bullying me personally? How do I get Super F4? Probably Google it, I suppose. Right? Doesn't that seem like a baseline thing to do? Seems like that chatter needs a house call. Are you implying that someone should... No, I disagree. I don't think anyone should go to that chatter's house. That is not what I am implying. Oh, that's a pretty good one. I'll take it. For 2? Yes. Don't say got it, Big A. If you got it, understand that I don't want you to go to their house. And not in the ironic way creators say it. Wink, wink, got it. No, don't wink. Just say got it. Completely understand. Well, either way, you're all going to show up there at the same time, so I'm not too worried. You won't know who to attack. All right, one there, one there. Pretty straightforward. This is a good old-fashioned kill fest.
Good luck, 47.
This is what we call a good old-fashioned kill-tacular.
This is a private area.
Oh, I fucking hit the wall.
Syndicate member eliminated.
Uh-huh. Oh, I need to get a nice angle out this window if I can. Oh!
Well done, 47.
Actually pretty sick.
This will surely be a blow to the Syndicate. Get back to the safe house. I'll be in touch.
Can anyone please help me? I need help here.
Hey, you. What seems to be the problem here?
Can I make it? Can I make it? Don't shoot. Don't shoot! Nice! That's actually really fast. So that's like plus fucking 40 seconds, you know? So now we're in a good, that's a good start. It's like what you'd want. Are you going to play the new song? Oh, that's actually a good idea, but I don't have it open.
Impressive work, 47. Let me know.
And I'm kind of in the middle of a speed run. Ooh, Dubai for 4. Less cool.
Bon voyage, 47.
Don't you need to count your time picking the next mission? I do. It is counted. Yeah, the time keeps running. I'm including that.
Welcome to the sector.
Level 3, level 3, level 4. Okay.
I trust that you can find
Okay, they're all pretty close.
But watch your step. They're on high alert. It's not going to be easy.
Right?
47.
Am I crazy? One guy there, one guy there, one guy there, one guy there.
Please, help me.
Excellent work, 47.
How do I kill you?
My current one has been on duty for way too long.
Oh, I'm stupid. This is not. I thought I went down the floor. Oh God. Oh no. I'm so dead.
I can't see him.
No.
Well done, 47.
Right. Oh fuck. What time is it? We got time for one more. We got time for one more, brother. One more. The clock's ticking. Still time. Still time for a world record run. A 4-minute run. It's not a... You don't understand. It is about... You get to start it up until the exact last moment. Atrioc, I just hit bronze in League's arena mode. You sound incredibly excited. So I will say I'm very happy for you. And I will say nothing more about that. Because you are not wood, and that is something. All right, this is probably the last one, unless I somehow die on the very beginning. Let's see. Let's get it. We want a good one then. We want a good one. This is pretty good. Bangkok, Haven, Mendoza. Ooh, Hokkaido, Mendoza, New York. I like this. For 4 though? I almost don't want to take it. But I can always leave. I can always leave. If it's 4 bad targets, I'll just walk out the door and I get one more run.
Welcome to New York.
4 targets. 1 in the basement, 2 right here. Oh, okay. Okay.
However, this
doable.
Park. They are
very doable.
So you need to be careful. Be careful, 47. And most of all, good luck.
Free drinks for the one.
Excellent work, 47. You've spread fear within the syndicate. Syndicate member eliminated. Done, 47. Well done, 47. This will surely be a blow to the syndicate.
I'm dead. I don't want to die. 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 I'm trying to clutch.
I got him.
Oh fuck. No! 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 No!
Fear within the syndicate.
Fuck! I got time for one more. I got time for one more. I got time for one more. It's still 10. It's still 10. It's still 10. Dude, I was blinded. That was a good pace for 4. One more. 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 As long as the game is open before 10 o'clock. I literally have time for one more. It is absolutely counts. It absolutely, I said 10, absolutely. It's not 10:01, is it? No, it is not. It's absolutely not 10. And that was an ugly spawn. I should just walked out, so I'm really counting it as a reset. Now we get the full run. Now we get the world record run right here, right now, baby. Okay. Abandoned campaign. Here we go. Let's look for something good. Chongqing SF Whittleton. No, none of these. Now we do book club for 3 hours straight. Just this is it. This is literally the last one. Regardless of whatever happens after this run, I close the game, but this will be the world record. So I close the game. We watch house. Dubai, Marrakesh, oh, this is perfect right here. This is it. Everyone, stand up. Clap your hands above your head. Stand on your seat. This is the world record one right here. Right here, right now. This is the perfect one. This is guaranteed.
Agent 47 with that AK-47. Brandon's age is 47. Getting payments every...
Haven for 4, I'm not... I'm not doing Haven for 4 on the first one, bro. Are you kidding me? I gotta get something better than that. All right, this one, though. Berlin, Colorado. For 4, dude? Come on, you can't give me one good one for the fucking final run of the day? Okay. No, but don't still keep clapping. Keep standing on your seat. We got to oh, right here. Here it is. Here it is. Right here. Beautiful. Colorado, Dubai, Mendoza. Mwah, chef's kiss. Now this is truly the world record run of the day.
Have a good trip, 47.
Agent 47 with that AK-47. Brandon's age is 47. Getting payments every second. He sees the yellow bar. And man, he ain't even threatened. Every time he got that Glock, man, I love without a strand. Cause like the same headline as Hitman. If he loses and the run ends, spreading fear within the syndicate. When he kills the gods on accident. When he goes bald, it'll be permanent. And maybe a clown, but no circuses. Ninja goes where the content is. His egghead will give him complexes. He's popping off like Quincy, like Fall Guys. He's ghosting. Under the N1 head after this stream. When he loses, you know he'll scream. Agent 47 with that AK-47. Brandon's age is 47. Getting payments every second. He sees the yellow bar. And man, he ain't even threatened. Every time he got that Glock, man, I love the doubt is strand.
Jesus. Guy stood on his desk. That's what I want you to do.
Well done, 47. Excellent work, 47.
Uh-oh.
You've spread fear within the syndicate.
Uh-oh.
Get back to the safe house.
Go! Nice! All right. Very clean, very speedy. Off to a very good start.
Impressive work you did back there. I'm ready when you've prepped the next assignment.
Colorado for 3. Just give me a water tower spawn. Come on, it's the last run of the day. IOI, I know you watch. I know you changed my RNG to make it worse. Just please put me in the water tower. Please, 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 please. Water tower spawn, water tower spawn, water tower spawn for the last run of the day. Come on, everyone's looking for a nice water tower spawn.
Welcome to Colorado.
Okay.
Intel tells us that the operative
Okay. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. I don't know what to do if that is the situation. But I'm sure it'll all work out. Agent 47 with that AK-47. Brandon's age is 47. I think I can maybe if I'm... Is there like a shot here? I don't think so. I mean, there is a shot, but I'm not seeing it. It's like right... Yeah, there it is. Wait. Is he gonna run? Oh, fuck! I'm dead. Okay. No, I mean, there's walls in the way, but I think there's a hole in that. Well, it did promise. Fine. Ladies and gentlemen, House MD. Episode Finding Judas. But here's the deal. Finding Judas will end in 44 minutes, assuming I don't pause and laugh at House, which I will do. If it ends before 11, I'll do one more run. All right, let's go.